Welcome. Are you interested in web design and you're trying to learn about arrays in JavaScript? Well, you're in the right place because that's all we do here. Try to get people into learning JavaScript, trying to get into web development and get into the tech field and break through. So, today we're going to be talking about arrays. Yes, I said it, arrays. And I like to teach things a little differently than most people. I like to give examples, real world metaphors, and that way you can kind of see it. And I try to teach in all three ways. Try to be a good visual learner, explain things really well, and I try to make sure that people understand it. So I try to explain things and hit it from different points. So we're going to talk about it in a couple different ways, right? So I'm going to go over the more technical stuff. So first we'll start talking about what is an array. So an array you could think of as a bookshelf, and the array itself is the bookshelf, and all the items that you want to store in the array are all the books. So arrays are meant to hold data. They are data structures. So they're meant to hold data, aka an array is a bookshelf, and then books go into the bookshelf. Data goes into the data structure. Data goes into the array. So now that that kind of makes sense and you can kind of see that visually, imagine that you maybe wanted to take a book off the bookshelf, where there's ways to manipulate your bookshelf. So you can take books out, you can add books, you can change the way a book, the book cover, you can change different things about the actual contents within the array. So I want to show you how. This is just mainly basics of arrays. This is going to be really quick, short video, so that way you guys can watch it and keep moving. So how do we declare an array? Well, if you want, you could do const, and we'll just call it array equals, and then you do brackets. So that's an empty array right there. And then if you wanted to have this array have maybe a string in it, and that string has your name, I'll just put my name. And then maybe you want to have a number in it, maybe your age, right? So the thing about the array, you could go back to this picture of a bookshelf. Each book has its own position on the bookshelf. So arrays are zero indexed, meaning that if you look right here, the first book or the first piece of data is going to start at 0. So this would be 0, then this would be 1, and let's maybe add some more stuff, like some more numbers, right? And then maybe like a hobby that I like, coding, right? So these things are called elements. So each book of the bookshelf, so every data piece of the array is an element. So this is an element, this is an element, this is an element. Anything after the comma. These must be separated with commas. So the array is zero index, meaning the first element is going to be at position 0 of the array. So the way you would access these, if we console.log, we say array at, the way you say at a certain position would be brackets. So you would say brackets and then what position you want. So if I want to get this first book off the bookshelf, I would say position 0. And then if we run this, you'll see my name right here. And maybe we want the last one. So if we count 0, because this is 0 index, 1, 2, 3. So we put a 3 here. We can run that and you'll see it says the same thing as position 3. So this is just a brief overview. I'm going to get a lot more in depth in the next video. If you check it out up here or somewhere, it might be linked. We're going to get more in depth on how you can manipulate your arrays, and more so how to add things to arrays, get a little bit more in depth. This is just the basics, what an array really is. So that way you can watch this video really quick, kind of get a good understanding, and then we can move on to the next thing. Step by step, guys. So I want to invite you guys to a Discord where we are all trying to break into the tech industry. Some of us have already done that, and we just share different experiences in the tech industry, as well as our experiences with coding. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can also find one-on-one coding on there, job coaching, career coaching, resume reviews, things of that sort, people helping each other out. I'm on there a lot. I like to help people, so I want to invite you to join my Discord. It's in the link down below. It's DevLab. We do a lot of cool things on there. We also host events, networking events, things like that. It's an awesome environment to be in. gain some new connections and stuff like that. Maybe break yourself into the tech field. Also, some good learning resources as well. Also, want to invite you to subscribe, hit the notification button so that way you get notified every time I make an awesome video just like this. So that way you can learn more and break into the tech industry. And I also want to just say, hey, please follow me on all my social medias in the description down below. And if you could, watch me anytime I'm live streaming. I always try to share some knowledge on there. Maybe you could learn something. I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in this video up here where I'm talking about some more code related stuff.